The bottom line on today's FOMC meeting is a cut at the next meeting, which is in September, is virtually a done deal, barring any notable data surprises between now and then. Let's start at the beginning. The Fed really used the FOMC statement to set the stage for Powell's press conference. In the statement, they placed greater emphasis on the labor part of their dual mandate over inflation, and Powell really picked up that baton in the presser. We initially got the sense, given some of his initial remarks during the press conference, that he was unwilling to pre-commit to cutting in September, but he sort of did. He used all the right caveats on what could stop a cut at the next meeting, including that there's a long runway between now and the next FOMC meeting, meaning that we'll get a lot of data between now and then. But it became pretty clear they're growing of the mind that there are now some downside risks to labor that necessitate cutting. And in fact, even if job gains come out strong in the king of lagging indicators known as the payroll report this Friday, we think Powell knows what we know, which is that data continue to flag underlying slowing in labor. In fact, just this week, we saw the labor differential from the recent confidence report and the quit rate from the JOLTS report both continue to deteriorate. And that's what's happening beneath the surface of labor. And that's why the Fed is teeing up a cut. I said many months ago that ultimately Powell will be a dove for labor, and I think that came through pretty loud and clear today for us. Now, on that point, Powell even highlighted that there was a real discussion among Fed officials today about the case for moving at this meeting. So it seems members are mostly on board with cutting in September. Now, there are 3 more meetings left this year: September, November, December. We think all of them will be live meetings for potential cuts at this point. In fact, we've been flagging up to 2 cuts this year, but the skew on that is now clearly for more, not less. So starting at the next meeting, which is in September, we think the Fed will start its journey of getting rates back to neutral, which we think is between 3 and 3.5%.